Mobbing our earth, boy. Gonna do this one time for the dog. Long live DMX. About to be a rough ride. Get rich and die mobbing type shit. Rap dog, with the dog like a DMX. Got me blowing money fast. DMX, mom, make a pussy nigga bleed. DMX, you can check the game file, nigga PDF. Rap star, with the dog like a DMX. Got me blowing money fast. DMX, mom, make a pussy nigga bleed. DMX, you can check the game file, nigga PDF. I'm not talking with the plug about the numbers on the unit. Got a spot OT for Coke and D, and it's booming, coming through like I do. You know, with all my shine on. Tell me my appearance that a nigga get it grind on. All white 114 in men. Living violent, got me feeling 14 again. Got girlfriends that take trips on the Greyhound with a tan dog. And boomerang that catch when they touch down for the hand dog. I'm hands on, shut them down, open up shop. Think I'm flipping, then get at me, dog. You know how I rock. I've been eating long enough, but I can't stop being greedy. I got divas trying to fuck and they can't stop being needy for a rap dog. With the dog like a DMX. Got me blowing money fast. DMX, mom, make a pussy nigga bleed. DMX, you can check the game file, nigga PDF. Rap star, with the dog like a DMX. Got me blowing money fast. DMX, mom, make a pussy nigga bleed. DMX, you can check the game file, nigga PDF. Rap star, my name, DAA, like what? Play MOE, roll out, no more game. I don't try to play nice now. Shit change. Kill them boys, they like what these niggas want. The drama, they come and get it. Don't know what you bitches want, but they probably need the answer. Why you looking from the jump? You falling, I catch you slipping. Don't know where I'm coming from. So how you gonna say I'm tripping? Where the hood at? I don't think they know who we be. Where my dogs at? See a pussy nigga show your teeth. I'm the rawest that you ever saw. Dog off the reservoir. Pure breed for the chief. Dog with no backing on. Rap dog. With the dog like a DMX. Got me blowing money fast. DMX, mom, make a pussy nigga bleed. DMX, you can check the game file, nigga PDF. Rap star, with the dog like a DMX. Got me blowing money fast. DMX, mom, make a pussy nigga bleed. DMX, you can check the game file, nigga PDF. Rap star.
Hey man, say man, it's your boy DAA, man. Daylight TV. Back at y'all with another one. The Rise and Grind live show, episode 6. It is Wednesday, July 9th. Current time 9:38 in the AM. Current temperature in New York, 78 degrees with a high of 89. Get the habit of doing that. Might start doing it today in history. I'll be on screen in a minute. Doing some final little preparations over here. Let's wait and see who pulls up on us today. Heard? Gonna get into some things, some news you could use or not. Daylight TV, man. Rise and Grind live show, episode 6. Come on. Yeah, man. Put the shades on. Now we ready to go. Yeah. Still gonna wait a little bit. First things first that we're gonna get into today. Gonna waste too much time. You already kind of late. So I just played y'all my new single out now off of the Get Rich or Die Mobbing soundtrack. The Get Rich or Die Mobbing mixtape that I'm dropping July 31st is the day I got set. Sentimental reasons behind the date. I'll get into a little later. Yeah, called DMX, rap star. And I was doing a lot of research or whatever for the project because of how I plan to lay out the visual campaign for it. And I was coming across like interviews and audio clips, and whatnot. So y'all probably remember there's this viral clip of DMX on Tim Westwood. That's the dude over there across the pond. And you talking about the industry and who he got a problem with, and he was calling people, dropping a bunch of F-bombs, saying that, people is in the rainbow mafia in the industry and all that, right? And a lot of people were speculating because it started to surface while the Diddy trial was going on. So a lot of people were wondering, like, who was he talking about? Was he talking about Diddy? Was he talking about somebody else? You know what I mean? Etc. So found the clip, and we're gonna play the clip, and then I'm gonna tell you what I found that kind of broke it down and explained it. So let's get into it real quick.
The boy shot when the wild lad walk. Who shot when the wild lad talk? Lips locked down when the wild lad run. Funny bang song when the wild lad was shot.
Now, you got issues with the industry. What's going down with the industry, dog?
The industry is full of a bunch of dick-sucking, dick-riding, bending over the desk ass niggas, straight up like that. Whoever don't like it, bring it, nigga. Bring it. I don't give a fuck. Bring it. Bring it, bitch.
Well, the industry is full of homo hating ass niggas. You know what I mean? It's like they got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play their shit.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executive dicks, and it's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my motherfucking music. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now they want you all up under this, sitting at the going to dinner with them and shit like that, and all that favor.
Yeah, man, payola is a real thing. And it's weird because it's illegal, but it still happens. And then it's like not supposed to talk about it because it's like in the industry, it's snitching. What I think is funny is how quick the industry will be able to snitch if, like when street rules are involved. I just always thought that was funny. It's like, okay, bro, like you want people to respect your code of ethics, but you don't want to respect the code of ethics that your business is based on, or like basically your business or whatever appropriate the culture of the streets to make its money. So if you have that type of mentality or whatever, keep that same energy. But yeah, it's a lot of that shit going on. That's why I don't be hyped up, or I don't feel no type of way when I see like record, bullshit records blow up, and I might have some heat, and nigga drag their feet on my shit because I'm not coming with no, $50,000, $250,000 like radio budget or some shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely going on. But shit, that's why it was such a big deal when X sold 5 million, because he really showed that in the streets or whatever. You know what I mean? Like the radio was playing this shit for sure in New York, but I'm just saying, for the most part, it wasn't as massive as you would think. You know what I mean? There was just people who tapped in and rocked with the dog.
For a favor, shit, I don't get down like that. Look, I give you the music, you give me my money. That's it.
A lot of the love I had for wanting to be a part of the industry is not there anymore. I don't even associate myself with the industry. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry. You know?
And you've always stood alone.
Exactly.
And, bloodline.
I don't hang with niggas. You're not gonna see me at every party, every industry party, all the clubs. I go somewhere quiet, man, shoot pool with me and my mans and them. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit I do. You know what I'm saying? Fuck my remote control cars, jump on the four-wheelers, you know what I mean? I ain't with all that in the club shit, throwing it up and all that bullshit. I ain't got time for that shit, man. I mean, because then you find yourself doing the same shit every fucking day. What are you, a fucking alcoholic? You know what I mean? Come on, man. Give it a fucking break, man. Live a little, you know what I mean? I play with my kids, man. I play with my toys, I play with my dogs, man. You know what I'm saying? We go somewhere, shoot pool. We do what the fuck we do. I mean, that's why you see us in places that you don't normally see. You're like, damn, why you here? Well, I'm here because why are you here, motherfucker? You here playing video games? Right then. Fuck. You know what I mean?
Hey, nah, real talk. X was definitely one of them guys, like, as much as a superstar as he was, dude, like, you could spot him anywhere on the most regular shit, like you said, in a pool hall. Now, I never ran into him in a pool hall, but where I used to see X a lot is it was the clothing store. I want to say that's 145th off of Broadway, like it's like between Broadway and Amsterdam or whatever. It's called City Lights. I don't know if it's still there, but I used to see bro down there, or what I mean, like it's like regular, bro, 125th Street, like just shopping or whatever and shit. Y'all know that nigga was a Timberland junkie and shit, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, and the crazy shit is like, people would know his act, people would walk up, take a picture, like, dude, mad personable and shit like that. You know what I mean? As long as you ain't on no bullshit. But for the most part, it's like nigga kind of let a dog roam, you know what I'm saying, for the most part. So yeah, man, he definitely moved like that throughout his life or whatever and shit. Did it big, but did the regular, I just call it like regular guy shit, like you said, playing pool, four-wheelers, you know what I mean, like playing with dogs and all that shit or whatever, regular nigga shit.
These motherfuckers had the nerve to tell me one time, I said, yo, why I can't have two videos playing at the same time? Oh, because we don't want your videos to compete with each other. But then I turn on the motherfucking TV, I ain't gonna say no artist names, but they got 3 videos back to back.
Exactly.
I'm like, you feeding me fucking bullshit, and you sucking these niggas' dicks all crazy, man. Fuck is
Talk about job for sure. Because, let me see. I know when he dropped that like Rule 336 or Pain is Love, whichever one or whatever, he did have like a couple of joints in rotation. You know what I mean? On top of being on a lot of other people's records too.
wrong with yo, I had to punch one nigga in his face up there, man. After that, I was like, I'm not going to the office no more.
Is that how it went down?
Yeah. Because I don't, I'm a grown-ass motherfucking man, and I ain't got time to be playing no kid games, man. So once I see I'm not dealing with a man, and he disrespects me, I'm gonna break his fucking jaw.
Exactly. You keep it mad straight up in there.
Straight up.
Now we get down, nigga. Fuck, man. Niggas know they don't fuck with me. Niggas talk all that shit they want to. I'm good. Nigga ain't even got within 2 feet with a knife, nigga. You can't be serious. Nigga didn't even try to. Fuck out of here, man. Niggas know y'all fucking with. It's bigger than rap, bitch. Bigger than rap, nigga. And you know who the fuck I'm talking to, nigga. You only alive because of me, motherfucker. You only alive because of me, you fucking faggot. Yeah, remember Chicago. That's all I'm gonna say, Lo. Remember Chicago, nigga. You only alive because of me, you fuck.
Hey, so that right there, he talk about Ja, right? Definitely talking about Ja Rule. Now, what's crazy about that situation is with him dropping the F-bomb, I wanted to point out was you know, calling him a member of the Rainbow Mafia. Remember when 50 had that whole thing going on where he said he had the guy on the album impersonating the stylist or whatever? I want to say it was at the end of Back Down. So that whole thing about Ja supposedly being in a sexual encounter with his male stylist, that started from DMX. I was with the OG niggas from Queens. I know every time y'all come on here, same shit. I be rolling up. But I be really working on so much other content. And then I be trying to have everything set up or whatever for the morning show. And, you know, just don't be enough time. I be wanting to sit up and, you know, wake and bake or whatever and shit. Because this is usually what I was what I be sitting and doing when I'm up in the morning. I'll go through all the content, see what the latest news is, and figure out what I'm going to report on. And you know, this is just kind of a quicker process, run through it. If I do a deeper dive, I do a deeper dive. But anyway, you know, X was the one that put that whole rumor out there about Ja and the stylist or whatever, and I guess it was some ecstasy feud freak off or whatever. And yeah, the streets went crazy, and 50 naturally took that shit and just ran with it. You know what I mean? And he had everybody. I'll never forget. A lot of people couldn't wait to get that album to see if 50 really had that nigga stylist on there saying that Ja did some, you know, old left shit. The streets was, you know, because X said it, bro, and we don't know DMX or whatever to be with the cat. You feel me? But let's keep listening to what X say about this.
Fucking bitch. Fuck out of here.
Who are you talking about, dog?
He know what I'm talking about.
Let's go.
What I'm talking about. He knows who the fuck I'm talking about. Chicago. Same flight. You know who the fuck I'm talking about, nigga. You only alive because of me. You seen them 10 trucks parked in front of the motherfucking airport? That wasn't for you. That was for me.
Pay attention to the 10 trucks. Remember
you got
the 10
found
trucks.
in the back of one of them motherfuckers, bitch. I let you live. By the grace of God. You know what I mean?
I mean, let's not front. You roll crew deep. I mean that's. I mean, but like your crew is deep. I mean, I've seen you come through, man.
I mean, we got walls all over the place, but we ain't even got to be deep, man, because we walk a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Real niggas recognize real niggas, man. And the real nigga is not gonna go through the trouble of trying a real nigga, because he know a real nigga gonna get down just like he get down, and he don't want that headache. He rather push up on a soft ass nigga. Yo, son, what's up, man? Man, hold something. I mean, start tapping niggas pocket. You spot a bitch nigga from a mile away and carry him just like that. You know what I mean? Real niggas recognize real niggas, man. And we give each other that 3 feet. You know, unless you just want to go hard, and then fuck it, we all go hard. Ain't nothing to it, you know what I mean? Come on, man, you can't be serious, man. Knuckles black as a motherfucker, man, you know what I mean? I will knock a nigga the fuck out. Say it like that. But I'm a peaceful man. I don't want to fight. I don't even like to fight. But I will fuck you up. But my music is still my fucking music. And you play on my music, you play on my life. You play on my life, nigga, you're going to disappear.
All right. So that's X. So now we got a guy named King Kano. I'm gonna say King out of Chicago. And you know, for those who don't know, because I know a lot of people get hung up on, you know, the Latin King movement in New York or whatever, but yeah, Chicago is the motherland for the Kings. You know what I mean? That's where King Blood came, you know, and got, you know, he got the game from. it's a lot of where mostly, you know, the Latin kings are associated with Puerto Ricans and shit, like, or Caribbean Hispanics, you could say. A lot of Mexican Latin kings or whatever in Chicago, because, you know, Chicago has a big Mexican population. So yeah, we're gonna get into him basically diving into what we just spoke about with DMX and what that was all about and how it went down. Shout out to Panda Chop TV, you know, to about to watch. Let's get into it.
So I saw this video online saying DMX had deep ties with the Kings, especially King Kato. So did you know about that?
That was his dog. That was his dog. Him and DMX was mad tight. Every time that X would go to Chicago, Kato go over there with like 6, 7 Suburbans for the Kings to hold him down.
Wow.
Yeah. And then when he moved to Arizona, Kato was over there, and there was a bunch of bros from Chicago that moved to Arizona and was running around with X over there, that later on some of them became Rough Riders or whatever, but they were bros at the time. It was bugged out. I think it was De Niro Records, something like that. I think that was his label, De Niro Records, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I know that like when Kato passed away, X did that song Ayo Kato.
Yeah.
And in the video he had his wife, right? In the video too at the end.
Yeah.
So, all right, real quick, we'll come back to that a little bit. So the guy that they're talking about is Kato, Rudy Kato Van Gaal. I believe I say his last name right. Now, bro was a high-ranking Latin king. He was in that dope game. His story, let's say part of the Latin Kings. He was heavy with that dope, you know what I mean? Supposedly, I believe he was in cahoots with the Flores twins, who y'all probably know from the El Chapo situation. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the Flores basically ran the distribution for El Chapo in Chicago and beyond. And what's interesting about it is when I say beyond it, because if you ever look at a sky, like an aerial view of Chicago, just like Atlanta, you'll see that the highway like will take you anywhere in the country, right? And so when you start dealing with like cartels and the people who are responsible for the logistics, it makes sense to set up hubs in these different parts of the country where, you know, they have these expansive highway systems that they can get their product anywhere. You know what I mean? So that's what, you know what I mean, that was about. And that's what they said they claimed billions for El Chapo and shit. And while we're on the subject of the Flores brothers or whatever, you heard them mention that this was Cato's wife, Valerie. We were talking about her name is Valerie Gayton, now Valerie Gayton Flores, because after Cato was killed by Four Corner Hustlers, y'all could go and actually check out that case or whatever at Crown TV Courts. You know what I'm saying? They did a good like reenactment of the actual trial, like reading straight from the transcript. I ain't seen that for him in a minute, but shout out to them. And after his death, she ended up, you know, linking up or whatever with one of the Flores brothers and marrying them. And now because they turned government witness against El Chapo, you know, she's actually in the witness protection program. So that's who we're dealing with or whatever and shit. And it just kind of shows you how, like, you know, how deep this nigga X was, you know, like tied to the streets and everything like that. Even though he's a super mega star. You know what I'm saying? Because I guarantee you, it wasn't no friendly extortion or no checking in or whatever with DMX. You heard? Just respect.
He was definitely that guy out there, you know what I mean?
So there's also a rumor that there was a time in Chicago where the Kings wanted to get at Ja Rule, and DMX saved his life during the time that DMX and Ja Rule were beefing. And there's a video of DMX saying, "I saved your fucking life. All I gotta say is Chicago. Remember Chicago."
That's because when the Kings went to pick up DMX at the airport, there was like 8 carloads, like I said, Suburbans full of bros, and them bros out there don't play no games. They on go time. Kato's crew was on go time, and I guess Shaw was there, and whatever he was by himself, and that's why X said he saved him, because all X had to do was like, all he had to do was like,
the bros spoke dog too.
all he had to do was all he had to do, and that shit would have went down, bro.
This is a black dude from New York, bro, that got pulled with the Kings in Chicago like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of stuff comes out about DMX now, but it's like how this dude was really connected and just had love all over the country and everything like that. And never got violated, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say, you know, in regards of like the way people have Tupac in this regard, like he just the realest nigga ever, and you know what I mean, all that shit, is like DMX is my, I mean, I wouldn't call him my Tupac, but like DMX is DMX, bro. Like, you know what I mean? As far as who people hold in that regard, I would say like that's one of the realest niggas, you know what I'm saying? Because as complex as that nigga was, or sometimes like, you know, it might seem contradictory, but that nigga was true, you know what I mean, to who he was. So, you know, long live X. That's why I did that record.
That's probably why he was saying that. X had a lot of love for a lot of different people, bro. Like, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. It's bugged out because I met X before he was X when I lived in Yonkers High. And he was always beatboxing. I just remember him beatboxing all that shit. When, bro, this is fucking like 85, 84.
Wow.
Yeah, because he was like 1 year ahead of me and all.
Damn, that's hard. So bro went to Yonkers High and knew X like in 84, 85. That's the year I was born, 84. Lots of history.
In Yonkers High. And then next year they closed down Yonkers High. And they sent us all to, some of us went to Lincoln, some of us went to Roosevelt, and it was all over the place. And I never saw him after that. So he blew up. And that's when one of my peoples that used to live in Slow Bomb told me, like, I was talking to him. He was like, yo, you seen this guy? I was like, who's that? He was like, yo, that's Earl. I was like, Earl? Ooh. She's like, DMX. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And then when I started, I was like, oh, shit. So it was bugged out. It was bugged out that I went to high school with him.
Wow. That's crazy. So, like, you heard the actual stories about the situation with Ja Rule?
No, I heard about that shit through fucking other people. I didn't hear about it like from Axe or from fucking Kato. I heard about that through other brothers.
Right. That's what I mean. Like like reputable people confirmed
that was a story that was floating around through the circles. If you was somebody, you knew about it.
So do you know if like they remember like Ja Rule's reaction or anything to that situation?
Nah, I don't remember that. All I know is that I know the bros was there and they was waiting for X to give the word. That's all I
Damn, that's crazy.
know about. Yeah, I don't know how his reaction. I mean, you see a bunch of Spanish dudes pull up, you know what I mean? And they got all these fucking dudes pulling up, and it's like 8 Suburbans, and them dudes run around with the Suburbans out there. That they call them crashers or whatever, because that's how they, you know, in case they get blocked in those blocks, they be running around with them big ass Suburbans jacked up. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so imagine pulling up at an airport and you got beef with this other rapper and he's got all these money, got you outnumbered there. Shit. I'm surprised he ain't turn around and go back in the airport.
Yeah, I don't care how tough you is, man.
Yeah,
you
that's
see that
cheap,
pull
bro.
up, you're not beating those odds, bro.
Nah, come on, bro. I don't give a fuck if you Superman.
Right.
Fuck out of here, bro. But yeah, nah, that was, I heard about that story. I heard that story several times from several different people.
Wow.
Yeah, that shit was telling you they loved X. X had a lot of love, bro. X had a lot of love. He even did a song with some bros from Yonkers a few years before he passed away, with FaZe, and there was I forgot the other brother's name, but they had did a song with X had did a song with them and everything. X always showed love, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. X always showed love.
Did you ever talk to Kato about DMX?
No.
No, okay. But did you ever did you meet DMX again later on in life?
I never got to kick it with him and laugh about that situation.
Uh-huh.
I think one time we had went to a I forgot what studio we went to. I don't remember if it was in New Rochelle, and he was there recording. Because one of my peoples was messing with all the Rough Riders out there from Long Island, and I went out there to see him for some bud and shit. And he was there and just said what's up, whatever. But we never kicked it. Like, yo, I used to go to high school with you. I mean, I didn't want to sound like the guy, hey, remember me?
Right,
We used to go to high school back in fuck out of here. We ain't never had the opportunity to. It would have been a funny story, but he might have turned around and be like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Yo, man, I didn't know you could do voices like that. You could be a voice actor, bro.
Yeah, well, that shit was it. Bro, it's just like, he's just such a fucking, like, this shit was excellent. Yeah, bro, excellent. He was actually one of my favorite rappers, bro, at one point. Like, yo, he definitely brought that energy to the game and changed the game up at a point that the game needed it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I know people criticize his later work.
Yo, no bullshit. That's a fact. Because when X came out, it was like still the shiny suit ever. You know, Diddy was on a rampage. He ran radio. You know what I mean? And when X came out and Pun came out, it was like back to the gritty, nigga. You feel me? And then, you know, like it just kept coming or whatever and shit. Volume 2, you know, Ja Rule's first album was hard as hell. Like, you know, I'm Team 50 all day, but I always say that shit, that Benny Bitabishi album was tough as shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, nah, but he definitely ushered in a new wave for New York or whatever at the time. You know what I mean? That Get At Me Dog had the streets, the jails going crazy.
Stuff, but the first 3 albums is like untouchable, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like he came with that shit. It was crazy.
X had a lot of demons, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta look at it like he had that hunger. Who else dropped 2 albums in 1 year? Both of them went platinum. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he broke a lot of records. And remember, he brought that energy back to New York. Because at the time it was the West Coast that had, you know what I'm saying? He brought the torch back to New York with that energy. Before 50, he was the one that had me light that shit up. You know what I'm saying? And then G-Unit came after that. But X definitely was one of the ones that really brought that energy. He had that energy like back in the days. Onyx had that energy because Onyx was like one of the first ones to bring that.
That kind of yelling and stuff like that style.
Shatterhead, all that crazy shit. So Onyx had that crazy energy when they first came out and brought that wild energy. And then X, it looked like he just took like part of their formula and just fucking ran with that shit. And it was just like, boom, that energy was just crazy.
Mhm.
You remember that, bro? They used to put his songs on in the club. The whole club used to be shaking, bro. You felt like the walls was gonna come down the way the energy was in there, bro. It was definitely, it was a sad day when he passed away. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I have joined the news because, let's be real,
We skipped ahead a little bit. It happens. But yeah, so next up, we got an update on the 4 extra situation. Right now, we all know Vo mishandled some fireworks, M80s, tried to toss that bitch or throw it like a grenade, wasn't fast enough. So Adam 22 in the last one of the last episodes I did, the episode I did on Monday, when he was reacting, and he spoke on it, said that that he didn't have much information at the time, and it doesn't seem like much of anybody did. It was just the picture circulating. Wack had speculated some things and all of this, right? So somebody sent me this video saying that this was the update on the whole situation with 4X.
I have joined the news because, let's be real, something happened over the weekend that was worse than 10 9/11s.
Damn.
It was worse than 100 bombings of the Israeli nuclear sites. No, sorry, Iranian. I already okay.
Stop.
4X blew his hand off, and obviously, this was an extremely viral thing to have taken place. In particular, I think because of the fact that he has essentially built his entire name off of threatening violence, saying that he wanted to pack people out, claiming that he won 10 fights in a row in jail. He never claimed that he put a carrot in his butt, but we all kind of, or in someone else's butt. We all kind of know that he probably did.
What the fuck?
And it took the internet by storm, and it was even crazier.
What in the bug bunny? You put a carrot where? Oh, you's a violator, nigga. It's like, no wonder some people probably happier. I know that whoever you did that to, if that really happened, he happy as hell.
That it was 4th of July weekend. It was, everybody had plenty of time on the internet. Everybody's looking at their phones, hanging out with their families. And all of a sudden we find out that someone who in many people's minds was the most viral No Jumper host of all time, many would say, was now a man without a hand. And there were a lot of insensitive reactions to it that I'm sure we all saw. It was hard not to acknowledge the hypocrisy of the fact that many of us in this room, particularly this couch, have spent a lot of oxygen making fun of other people who are missing limbs.
It happens.
It's a hip hop thing. I'm just going to blame it on that. That being said, 4 extra.
First of all, if Vlad TV, who was an actual DJ and played gigs and had mixtapes or whatever, shit, acknowledges that he's a guest in hip hop, you are a super guest, my nigga. You understand what I'm saying? And so therefore, you don't get to say or whatever and shit like it's a hip hop thing. You don't blame it on that. Call it a no jumper thing. That's what you niggas do.
Missing a hand. Apparently still does not have his vision completely back. I do believe a large percentage of it is back, and that he's not going to be living his life as a blind man, which is
Wait, so his vision too? So he was blind for a minute? Damn, how the fuck? I get this. The blast, the light or whatever was probably like the impact or whatever and shit had to, you know, fuck with his cornea or something like that, bro. Cause God, please.
to be honest with you, we find out that he blew his hand off. 40 minutes later, they're telling me he's blind. I spent many hours thinking that he was blind and missing a hand before I was finally assured that, to some extent.
That's crazy. Like, it's a good thing his vision came back or whatever and shit, because the crip that can't see is crazy. In fact, like I said before, how the hell he gonna throw up the check? Rolling 40s is neighborhood. How you gonna do 2 fingers and a thumb when they got his thumb on the street? Nasty work.
His vision is coming back.
Well,
So
is the blindness caused by the explosion, or was it like, or is that more like a trauma reaction that the body just?
no,
had?
it was the explosion. From what I heard, he was actually in the car and he was lighting the firework, about to throw it out the window.
What?
And his homie was driving, and that's why his homie, I think, may have lost an ear, this part of his face, and an eye. Now, I'm not even 100% sure who.
Whoa. So this nigga dumb. This nigga was actually in a car when he did that shit. So you lit an actual explosion. And when I covered this on Monday, I told y'all the story about, you know, when I was young and we got our hands on some M80s and, you know what I mean, we were like some little terrorists and shit. And how when the dude gave it to us, you know, the guy who gave him to us, told us that, you know, to be careful with that shit, that 4 of them was the equivalent of a stick of dynamite, right? So why he told us that, like I said, I don't know, because we went crazy or whatever off of that concept and shit. So the idea that this nigga would light this shit in a car, and y'all seen the joint in his hand, like how short the fuse was. You know what I mean? This boy retarded. And so now he got the shit in there. He lighted it in the car. No wonder he went blind. That shit damn near blew up. It was probably fucking glass and all kind of shit that blew out, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Some of that shit probably got in his eye or scratched his cornea to the point like he really couldn't see or some shit.
The friend is, I don't know if it's somebody that he's ever like brought.
And then the dude that lost like an ear and the whole side of his face and the eyes gone, like he definitely probably blind, like at least on that side. That nigga's gonna be out here looking like Two-Face and shit, right? Off of that dumbass shit. Man, he getting all this press or whatever, and it seems like, you know, he got a GoFundMe shit. The nigga who, you know, he probably not famous, but shit, that nigga really need one. Shit, they're gonna have to do a skin graft or something to make that nigga try to look normal again. My nigga Baby True. What up, my boy? Hey, Mafia, hold on a second. I'm about to put this link in the chat. Yeah, man. Hey, click that link, Mob. See how I can pull you up on here. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. I got my nigga.
To The Office or somebody that I've ever spent time around, but and then in addition for extra, I think it being contained was probably worse for whatever happened to his vision because of the fact that they were in a car and I guess the window was probably down, but the roof and everything is going to kind of contain the blow.
No doubt.
I don't know. I mean, I'm taken aback. Like last night, because I was in Palm Springs for 4 days away on a little vacation with the family, right? And so I didn't have any weed. I just had a little tiny weed pen. I forgot my spliffs. When I get home last night at like 10, I smoke a spliff. I get really, really, really high. Then I go and I lay in bed, and my high brain was just so overwhelmed by the fact that this is our reality. Like how, like already being such a famous gang member, a famous icon in this space, somebody that the people are so intrigued by, they'll just click on hearing him talk about so many different things. And now to know.
Well, until all this shit happened to dude, I had no clue. Like I had never heard him talk. I used to see the thumbnails, but I don't know. I just wasn't too tuned in to No Jumper or whatever and shit. Like, once I kind of stopped following the whole Big U and the whole Rolling 60s Rico thing, at least until the trial starts, then I was just kind of like, all right, I don't know, all this other shit or whatever. It's just like they trying to recreate some some traction or whatever, drama and everything like that. Cast some of the same old faces, couple new faces.
That a large part of his claim to fame is gone. I mean, I honestly kind of feel like I just lack the words to even describe how crazy and shitty and messed up the situation is,
Have you spoke to him?
I have not. I sent him a voice note. I've been speaking to Lupe. It's like group chat with me, Lupe, and Whack and Remo. That has been kind of our main way that we've been finding stuff out. I know Remo's hopped on the phone with Lupe a couple times, but I have not actually spoken to him. Although I offered to go to the hospital this morning and was told that he's not going to be having guests at this time. And then I did see Kevin Gates there, so that was that was
shows you where you stand.
That was a little troubling. No,
yeah, that's a fact, bro. I don't really know nobody or whatever. Like, you still see them because they still posting content. I guess it's still enough people, watching where, they're getting the money off of the YouTube. And now that they done tried to, downsize by trying to sell the studio and all that, I think it's just going to be an easier flow for them, like where it's not that much pressure to go viral and all that. And then it's like, if it happens and everything, Probably just going to get more back to interviews. A lot of these podcasts have had to cut back and everything like that. And, like, 'cause they got all this big overhead during the pandemic thinking that, people are going to be stuck in the house forever and keep watching. But, yeah, so this shit, that nigga claimed the fame as far as what Adam was saying. Shit, he got a whole new claim to fame now. Like, cause he wasn't really on no other platform besides No Jumper and maybe his own social media. Like, I don't know that he was doing a bunch of other interviews. He might have been on like Cam Capone maybe or some shit like that. But most of the time I see this nigga, even when looking for a picture, you know, to do the thumbnail for some of the content, is usually just a No Jumper background. So now everybody gonna want to interview with this nigga. Somebody gonna want to be the first one or whatever to see the love. But I seen something in the New York Times that said Bo only lost 2 fingers. So I don't know. I ain't gonna have again. We know he lost the thumb. So I'm asking again, how you gonna throw up neighborhood? Gotta hand it to him. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we're just gonna see how he handled the press. You know. But Adam mentioned Kevin Gates or whatever and shit. Like he hadn't been up there to see him yet, but that Kevin Gates had been up there or whatever. So let's see what it goes.
That was like a day ago.
That was like yesterday. The same.
Yeah.
I offered to come today, but anyway, like Wack was in the group chat, so Wack was tripping on Lupe. Like, how dare you let Kevin Gates go there and Adam can't go there? I'm like, damn, I wouldn't have even thought to raise a stink about that. But I guess we might as well go around the room. What are your thoughts on For Extra now being without a hand?
Well, obviously there's like this the elephant in the room is the whole poetic aspect about it. You know what I mean? Like, this is the guy that has been, what from people's perspective, kind of bullying people with the threat of his hand. You know what I mean? He's never imposed that threat on me. He's always been super kind to me. You know what I mean? Nice guy, dope person, you know. Horrible thing to happen, but just the fact that this is a guy known for his hands, instilling fear. Had the whole incident with Unk, you know what I mean?
And when there was a thumbnail that had him standing up next to Unk.
A thumbnail. I know he didn't mean it like that, but I did, nigga.
With a red circle around his hand. Never have I ever felt more like I'm living in a simulation.
Yeah, no, it's like that was my first takeaway beyond anything else is like No Jumper is not real. There's no possible way that Fo Extra lost his hand. There's no way that I do a podcast with Munch B every Tuesday and Ralphie the Plug every Friday. There's no way that's actually a thing. You know what I mean? There's no way any of this is real. It's not real. I don't believe it.
I mean, so did it really burn fast, or was he holding in the car trying to throw it at the right spot and just held it too long?
They're saying that
throw it and it bounced back, or
they're saying it was a dirty batch and they were going a lot quicker than expected.
We have any other situations with dirty batches this week in LA?
So per my understanding, in that like group of friends, there was 3 different incidents where
it went off too quickly.
Wow.
Where it went off too quickly.
Really?
Yeah. So that wasn't the
nigga said Vernon Avenue. If you know, you know. Vernon Avenue. I'm gonna blow somebody up. I'm gonna blow somebody's house up with this. Somebody get blown up today. That's a damn shame. Oh man, hey, be careful over there on Vernon Avenue. Bought them work. You know, check that shit.
even within those guys hanging out.
I am
Because my
hesitant.
homie's cousin was with them all day.
I've seen a lot of people pushing a conspiracy theory that like the Mexicans are trying to take the blacks out by selling them faulty fireworks. I feel like that's far too much of a leap to a conclusion that based without evidence, it just seems like kind of an absurd claim to make.
But to the masses is crazy. Now, like, oh, I don't like this guy selling this box. Maybe, but we're gonna sell all these, and we're only gonna get a couple incidences.
Yeah, and we're gonna take out our rival race by blowing off their appendages.
I've seen a lot of
seems unlikely.
I've seen a lot of
What they think this is? American me, nigga? When the Italians let all that raw ass dope or whatever like fly, and goddamn, what the hell? You know, it was killing all the Mexicans and shit. And he's like, how many Italians died? He said, Italian? There ain't no Italians in East LA, Holmes. These niggas be tripping.
Picture is similar to the faux extras one, and it's normally a Mexican in the picture. You feel me? Like they get in the most, like, because they're the fireworks plug. You feel
Or
me?
a trailer park white guy.
Or a trailer park white guy, 1000%.
One of the two.
Yeah, yeah. You is not normally like a South Central gang member, but like at the end of the day, I feel like people are just being super insensitive about it, and I get it. And I feel like the groups of people that people are going to be the most insensitive towards in situations like this are gang members, rappers, and podcasters. And he happens to check all three boxes.
But for the most part, the ones that he really had beef with, like, didn't really say anything crazy, right? Like Jap 5 and
Jap 5 was respectful about it, yeah. But
It's
then
the
somebody
other
like
people.
X4 couldn't bring himself to
he did,
chill
for
about it. But then, like, you know, Munchie B in our group chat kind of made it clear that he wasn't really planning on joking about it or anything like that. But then meanwhile, somebody like T-Rail, who again is missing an appendage of his own, he had a bunch of jokes that he made about it and everything. I mean, and that was part of it too, is like, there's a lot of people who seem like they probably would not have dissed him in a world in which he had his right arm. But now that his fist is gone, people are, you know, seemingly much more open to making jokes about it, which I've seen a lot of people saying is very, very cowardly.
No, if you wanted to find him, burning to Western to Fig, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you wanted
feel
to
me?
find him,
30s to the hundreds,
right?
You know where he at.
I feel like Brandon's gonna have like a
break it down, Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon's gonna tell us why.
What's the nuanced take?
There's
There's no nuanced take. Just basically, like between 9 and 12,000 incidents happen with fireworks or munitions, is what he had, like explosive, going off prematurely on the 4th of July nationally. What's going on there to just like really shed some light on it? Basically,
this nigga's voice does not match his appearance at all. Like if I would have just heard him like say on Clubhouse or something like that, I would have assumed like he was some like kid, like, you know what I mean, like a little skinny ass, you know, college kid or whatever and shit with like 3 pieces of hair on his chest. Shit. My boy over here looking like Mark Henry in retirement.
it's the way they're storing it. There are M1000s, they're stored in like cases. Some may have gunpowder actually leaking out of them. And if that gets on like the wick that you light, it causes it to disintegrate instantly versus a slow burn like it's supposed to. You're supposed to light the end, it slowly burns down, and you get about 30 seconds before it goes off.
Yeah, all the videos I watched, it took a while for them to go off.
I went and watched a bunch of videos too. And so, and the way you're supposed to do that is you're supposed to put it on the ground, then light it, then move out of the way. Even the way 4 Extras was handling the explosive, keeping them in his hands. They probably were falling on the ground, picking them back up, you know, all this stuff. It just was a recipe.
Yeah, so now the gunpowder that's in there, like as they're dropping, it's like a little bit of gunpowder, but like it probably the naked eye won't catch it. That goddamn spark will. And kaboom!
For disaster, anytime you're trying to throw that stuff, you're not supposed to throw it. You know, even when you watch them blow up mines and stuff, they are far away already, and then it blows up. So it's just ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Like, not really.
Yeah, that is also, you have to consider when you're dealing with explosives, something called a blast radius, right? So it's an impact. That's how, like, you know, when they show you it in the movies or something like that, you'll see like a person nowhere near the fire, but like they'll get thrown to the ground because that actual impact or whatever is like real. You know what I mean? It's not just a boom of fire, and like the fire is not always what killed the person. You know what I mean? Like the blast might be so hard that, you know. So yeah, man, you know, it's crazy or whatever and shit. He, based on what I have heard since I've been doing like, you know, a little research on, bruh, he wasn't bright enough to be doing no shit like that.
Understanding what he was dealing with.
But it may have been faulty as well.
No, I'm saying,
Well, yeah, that's why it was faulty,
I don't-
essentially, right?
I don't think the M1000 was faulty in itself. I
Whoa.
believe that these things are not being stored properly. The people,
He had an M1000. He didn't even have an M80. That shit look kind of big for an M80. This nigga, man.
who are selling these things, they're getting them, they're throwing them in their trunk, and then they're just selling them to the community with no safety. But
You gotta
Oh.
respect that too. It's like a gun, bro. Like you can't just think it's a toy and I'm gonna go have fun. Like you gotta have a level of respect for those too.
No, straight.
You
What
know,
about
for
right
sure.
beforehand? Like
That's the
like
craziest
literally
part,
the
bro.
first. It's like a
Beforehand.
few moments later. The first clip was
Every time I hear the word hand, I'm just like, damn, this is getting out of hand. If only that goddamn M1000 would have got out of his hand fast enough, you know what I mean? But shit, I want to see the car now that I know that it happened in the car.
him
Yeah.
being like, "I'm gonna blow him up with this shit." Like, where are the ops at? Da, 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 da.
I
Like,
but
feel
why-
like that's
and,
crazy.
and in reality, like we know Faux Extra's about that life. I'm not saying he's
But he's f***ing around when he says,
Oh,
"Oh,
100%.
I'm gonna go blow somebody's head off with this or whatever."
Yes.
It's like
about
he's,
what
yes.
life?
well, like
He's
as
a
far-
fader, not a shooter. In
I mean,
games, there's
he
different.
did 10 years in prison for shooting up somebody.
Yeah, but he's still a fader, not a shooter. A shooter is not talking about I'm fighting and doing none of that. Most shooters don't even want to catch fades inside jail. What I was gonna say was the most ignorant part is why are you lighting M1000s in a car? Of every video that I watched, which is over 100 videos just for research purposes,
100.
nobody was attempting to light this in a car.
Mm.
There were
Yeah.
even people getting their hands blown off, and at least they were outside. People blowing things. People use these things to blow stuff up, like cabinets. And
Yeah, I seen a video of a dude when I was looking for a video of Faux Extra actually throwing the fireworks, because you saw the clips of him outside. He was trying to kick something in the air, fell and busted his ass. Then he was rapping. There was some little nigga with a hoodie on and shit. And so I'm just like, okay, so they've been recording this nigga through the course of the whole day. Gotta be some footage of, you know, the whole firework thing. And I ain't find nothing, but I found footage of like recent footage from the 4th of July weekend where like people have had mishaps or whatever, you know, messing with whether it was the M80 or not. You know what I mean? But basically firework accidents and all that. So, oh man.
Well, it's like, you know, like it's pretty normal when it's kids.
when have you ever seen someone like? I'm asking you this question.
No.
When have you ever seen someone light a firework in a car? In a vehicle?
Never. Like to be honest with you, an M1000. I don't even really think
Just
I've seen
anything,
too many
even
of
the
those.
little safe little ones. You've never think about in your life. You've never seen someone attempt to light any type of firework inside a vehicle. This is a new level of ignorance that we've achieved.
Well, I will say that like
That's
I'm
a
a
fact.
person, and as far as this just seeming like weirdly, I don't know if poetic is the word, but just weirdly like cryptic how this all went down. Right before I found out, I had been having a conversation with my mom on vacation, and my mom said, "Oh, I knew that you were my son when you were, you know, 7 years old, and we were going to go to the fireworks, and you said that you thought fireworks were stupid and you didn't like fireworks." And then like 20 minutes later, I found out that my friend blew his hand off of fireworks. I'm personally someone who's never really been that fascinated by them, in the sense that, okay, You spend a bunch of money on them. I've known people throughout the years who are going and spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on fireworks, and then it makes a loud noise. There's some bright colors or whatever, and then that's kind of it. To me, this is just not.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever been a big firework guy. I think it was just all a part of the programming. We used to have like dope ass little barbecues and all that. So, you go in there for the plates and all of that, and you could be outside like with the fireworks. The girls got their little shorts on and everything. So I mean, I like the 4th of July festivities. It's not like primarily about the fireworks. You know what I'm saying? But moving forward, like they had discussed before, Kevin Gates, popped out early, showing his support for XTRA. And you heard him say Wack was in the group chat going off about somebody named Lupe, letting Gates come up there, but, telling Adam that he wasn't really having any visitors or whatever. So let's get into it. I got a spill on that from urban politicians. Shout out to Big Ant. We done had conversations on Clubhouse before. Let's get into this shit.
Yo, KG, man, I know the deal, man. Real nigga came here, that's my brother, man. I respect that. Streets love you, man, for real. Straight up, real niggas. Gangland, man. Neighborhood. Pulling 38 on cut.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and we back outside with it. H-Time, Texas Nights in the cut once again. Pulled over here to my pop's crib one time, kick back, relax, chill. He threw some wings on the grill tonight, told me to pull up. So we just been politicking and fellowshipping and things. But I did want to make sure I did come speak on Kevin Gates pulling up on 4 extra since his incident happened on July the 4th, Friday, where he blew his hand off while popping fireworks in LA. And then also supposedly, reportedly, I can't confirm, no, he had some vision problems as well. And I seen Kevin Gates go show that love. He up in the hospital with Baby Runner. Shout out to Baby Runner also, man. Real cool, solid dude, man. Go up, Baby Runner. But they at the hospital, and I want to shed some light that, man, Kevin Gates do this, bro. He, like he said, real niggas do real things. He be pulling up and supporting people when they going through something. I done seen him do this a lot throughout his career. When somebody look like they back against the wall or they took an L, you wouldn't even be knowing that he be tapped in sometime. And Kevin Gates got a side of him, bro. I feel like Kevin Gates seen it and just truly was like, man, bro, I seen dog lose his hand, man. This is some devastating news for him, man. And I've been watching him. I've been checking him out on the internet. Like, man, let me just take some time out my day and go pull up and holler at him, bro. And then you got to understand, one of his big dogs is somebody who lost an arm before. You understand what I'm saying? So when OG around you and OG got an arm that's gone, like you familiar with, dang, I could, like he was solid dude too, though. Like OG, nigga, you wouldn't even know that, bro. Arm, the way he talked is like he moved with it. He used to it. So
shout out OG Booby Black, Magnolia legend. See, like Booby lost his arm, because he was out there really, stepping and shit. You know what I mean? Niggas had it out for the boy. But not no dumbass shit like this. Shout out to Gates, man. Like I definitely was fucking with bro music, especially when he first came out. Even a little after after I came home. But yeah, bro got a heart, you know what I mean? Definitely done reached out to a few people when they was down bad, and I think that shit come from, if you've been down bad before, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't happy You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that nigga Pro Extra like that to say, like, I'm happy that that shit happened to him or, like, good for that nigga. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a nigga, bro. Stupidity. Sometimes I'm slightly entertained by that shit. Sometimes, like, people be doing stupid shit to the point where I be wondering, especially like when they're a little older, I'm just like, how the hell are you still alive? Like, to be that dumb, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did you not get yourself either tricked off the streets or tricked into a body bag? Baffling. You know what I mean?
Me as well with this. I had to speak on it because it's like I just see the game getting colder and colder on this internet where people been dogging them, dragging them, making fun of them, bro. And I'm like, dang, I hate that we here. Yeah, he come from where he come from. He got the background, what is his background, environment he grew up in, the choices that he made in his life. Everybody ain't gonna be nice to you. Everybody ain't gonna be sympathetic to you. But it just see the amount of people I see trying to kick bro while he going through something. I'm like, man, this is sad. Like, y'all really watching bro hand gone and y'all just say, hey, man, y'all really don't know him. Y'all don't never met him. He ain't did nothing to y'all personally. And I ain't never seen him just go cross the board and over the top over like some, like, hey, let me just be a demonic person. Has he probably said some things that's disrespectful? Has he done some things that are disrespectful? I'm pretty sure, bro. But at the same time, it's like, man, this could really happen to anybody, bro. This happens to people, bro. We seen JPP, other people blow off limbs and stuff like that. So it ain't even just a thing where, oh, this is just what happened to him, and it's just this is something that happens regularly. I'm not really a firework guy myself anymore, and I just advise anybody to be careful. Those right there, some different type of fireworks he had, almost look like some baby explosives, and them being they just look dangerous, but people just.
Now, I'm looking. Yeah, man. So see, that fuse, it looked like it got a little length on it, but not enough for the games he was playing. And then, like you said, you just fiddling around with them, bouncing them, shaking them like dice and shit. It's like, man, I thought they could handle it.
Just got to move careful and better out here. But I just feel like we get into a dark, cold place on this internet, man. And the stuff that people been saying, do y'all, if you into it with him, with the situation or the environment they grow up in, I could, that's what's going to come with the game on the street type of time. But it's other people that I'm like, bro, y'all would never say that to bro in his face. A lot of people, once he heal up, y'all would never say that to his face, even with one hand. You just would never say some of this stuff and you wouldn't do it. And the way that I come up in the game, bro, something as bad as that, and we all joke on stuff, we all play. I'm guilty of that too. But I just be feeling like, where do we draw the line at, man? Like, when do it get real? When do we, like, okay, bro, we'll sit back and just, we don't, even if you feel like, bro, a bad person, do you feel like, hey, I need to go do something negative that too, because I see him do something negative. I see he going through something. Let me go do this too. It ain't like he just came out here. It was a super antagonist to the entire world. A lot of the stuff he doing and saying on the internet, he's turning it up for entertainment and things. But this is how people do. I've seen when things happen to people who are ain't, people don't even know him. Nigga can't say he was a villain, can't say he was a bad person, and they'll do the same type of stuff with it. So I'm pretty sure he gonna bounce back, be strong, still pop it. Hey, keep doing you, keep going up. Hey, nigga, he gonna be a soldier. I can see it coming. That nigga gonna make a way. He one of them type of niggas, it seemed like from afar. So we shall see, man. The type of nigga, bro. I do make sure, like, if I'm joking, you're gonna be able to see it's a joke. And I know where to draw the line at. Now, everybody don't got the same line. Everybody don't got the same standard, and you don't have to be. Everybody can have an opinion.
Yeah, so I be making jokes a lot, and I'm gonna keep it G. I don't know if sometimes I don't know where to draw the line, or I just be like, fuck the line. But you gotta understand, like, in my situation, growing up, I done been picked on for being albino, all this other shit, right? So like I done heard it all, bro. Like that's why a lot of shit like that'll get said on social media, you know, toward me or about me, it don't really mean nothing. And I kind of take it like what he said about, you know, for extra and shit. I know based on what I've been through and who I've had to step to that a lot of motherfuckers ain't finna say this shit to my face. You understand what I'm saying? Because I've already been tried and tested and knows, you know, pretty much where I'm gonna go with that. Right? So a lot of things like don't excite me or hype me up like that or whatever. Because like I said, tried and tested. You know what I mean? Like I was telling somebody, I was on that damn Clubhouse shit, and he was just saying all kind of wild shit. You know, I think he be on there. But I told him, I said, hey, look, bro. I said, it sound good on the internet. You understand? But better niggas have tried and failed. Far more dangerous niggas have tried and failed. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not really tripping on that. You can say whatever help you sleep good at night. You know, I'm good. Like DMX said, nigga, I'm good. Oh man. So in other news, seen something with T.I. recently. So hold on a second, y'all. Give me a minute. Trying to get this up here. Oh, had to make another screen. So you got an article here. T.I., Tiny, and King Harris named in trafficking allegations. So it looked like it's gonna be a Harris family FRICO. That's what they're going for, right? My bad, y'all. So a woman named Sabrina Peterson, right, had made allegations. Oh, I know. I was trying to see if I could. All right. So anyway, a woman named Sabrina Peterson had made allegations against T.I. and Tiny. And apparently this has been going on for a while. I remember T.I. being caught up in a little situation, but I ain't really follow that shit. Because it just seemed like a lot of reaching or whatever. And I didn't even know that it went to a point where there were counter suits and all of that for defamation. But it says T.I. and Tiny Harris are in the news again. Oh, okay. Oh, I got the wrong. I got this screen up, but I got another article. So it says T.I. and hold on, I was trying to get this. I had another tab open. So it says T.I. and Tiny Harris are once again under scrutiny following renewed accusations from longtime critic Sabrina Peterson. This week, Peterson took to Instagram, leveling fresh claims against the couple and their son, King Harris. So this kind of came after I did see something about this. So the Jasmine brand reported that Tiny defended Diddy after not guilty verdict on sex trafficking and racketeering charges. People want to charge you so bad for being freaky. I didn't even know she said that. Like I heard something like, I'm just figuring she said she was happy for dude and all of that. The allegations centered on sex trafficking, coercion, and exploitation surfaced after Tiny publicly reacted to the Diddy verdict with people want to charge you so bad for being freaky. It's nasty work. Peterson posted Tiny's comment warning, lying on me was the beginning of your end. Peterson escalated, alleging the couple engaged in trafficking and forced drug use. She claimed to have sex trafficking receipts she planned to release on July 19th, her birthday. In her post, Peterson accused the Harrises of taunting survivors while asserting the feds already have this. I think the fans need it. So she also shared alleged text exchange between King Harris and a young woman described as trafficked. Peterson claimed the girl's family contacted her legal team fearing their child was caught in a network led by the Harris family. She further accused T.I. of degrading Tiny, alleging he forced her into humiliating act to secure marriage. These accusations echo Peterson's 2021 claims, which began with her allegation that T.I. threatened her with a gun. That sparked broader claims from over 15 alleged victims of drugging and assault. T.I. and Tiny have repeatedly denied all accusations, calling them malicious fabrications. So, all right. Let's get back to there we go. We're back. Let's So it's a video I wanted to play with for y'all. T.I. Pretty much they're saying that this was T.I. allegedly responding to the accusations, which that article was from, I think, 4 days ago. I think this was from 2 days ago. So let's get.
Beautiful day to not be a buster, man. It's a beautiful day to not hate on nobody. It's a beautiful day to not spread lies and to not be negative. It's a beautiful day, man, to mind your business. It's a beautiful day, bro. God has blessed us with this beautiful day. Don't take it for granted. Don't take this beautiful day for granted. Don't be out here spreading propaganda just because you're unhappy with your life and yourself. Man, God has blessed you too, man. He got your blessings. Don't look to nobody else and point blame at somebody else because you ain't reached and tapped into your blessings yet. They coming, all right?
So, but the rumor is you so.
All right, we not there yet. So that's T.I. Now, what's interesting is I was going to Shorty's page. Hold on a second. Yeah. So this is Sabrina Peterson's page, right? Now, shortly after that post from T.I., was that a threat? So now she's trying to go, a whole nother route with it. Is that a threat? Did that sound like a low-key threat to you? Not really. Said what's troubling is that many non-black friends seem more heartbroken over pain of women of color than some women of color are over their own. Now, that came from the fact that when she was posting these so-called receipts, a lot of people were like calling her bluff. So what's the NLB? I don't know, non-Latino black. To 719, all sex trafficking receipts will be reposted here. If you keep playing, it will. Oh, if you keep playing, it will be today. Stop using girls. Stop using girls with dreams as pawns. I guess, shorty. Yeah. So hold on a second, because she did post these alleged receipts. Anything. If your man is rooting for Diddy and R. Kelly, keep your daughters away from him, sis. Oh, so you're the advocate now. But yeah, you got it. Anyway. This. So what channel is this? The Messy Sweet Spot posted a rundown or a breakdown of Peterson's claims, and it'll kind of give y'all some insight. I should have probably played this first before I showed y'all this, but play the fuck up.
The drama between T.I., Tiny, and longtime accuser Sabrina Peterson just hit a new low. Sabrina, who previously accused the couple of drugging and sexually abusing multiple women, just added fresh, even more disturbing allegations to the mix. After Tiny seemingly celebrated Diddy being found not guilty of sex trafficking and RICO charges with a post saying,
Said, oops, Jasmine Peterson says Tiny had to eat every box in ATL to get a ring, and alleged that T.I. and Tiny passed off a trafficked woman to their son Kane An explosive new claim. Yeah, we just read that from the Hot 97 article.
They'll try to punish you for being freaky. Sabrina went off. She clapped back, saying Tiny should have stayed quiet, and claimed she now has receipts from a woman who was allegedly trafficked by Tiny herself. According to Sabrina, that same woman was then passed around to the couple's son, King Harris. To make it even messier, Sabrina alleged that Tiny had to eat every box in Atlanta just to get a ring from T.I., suggesting she did sexual favors around the city to secure her status. Sabrina also posted screenshots that she claims show messages between the alleged victim and King, warning that if Tiny keeps talking, she's ready to bring it all out. T.I. and Tiny have not yet responded to the latest claims, but Sabrina clearly isn't done shaking the table. Oop. Sabrina Peterson says, Tiny had to eat every box in ATL to get a ring, and alleges T.I. and Tiny passed off a trafficked woman. To their son, King, in explosive new claims. The neighborhood talk. Don't make me drop the trafficking receipts, you nasty piece of shit. Don't taunt your victims, they are letting you live now. Go back to being quiet. The girl's family contacted my attorney because their child is in a web of drugs and prostitution led by the Harris family. I have been quiet too long. You should have shut the F up and nasty were bag when you made your wife eat every box in Atlanta to get a ring A-tip, passing the same girls off to their sons. This next message is between the trafficked girl and King. Right side, screenshot of iMessage conversation. King, free, Yan 12 at 6:35 p.m. Yisp, hey you, sat, Jan 13 at 9:23 p.m. You been good? Yes, I'm gone, be out there next week. Bet just LMK, what you got going on? Ema hit you, how you been? Sun, Jan 21 at 7:40 p.m. Hey friend, you good? 2 Mar 5 at 4:58 p.m. 1 sec. 2 Mar 5 at 6:56 p.m. I'ma pull up. Love, I just got home, in my shower and get dressed. Okay, bet. Oh, baby. Yeah, the streets are talking, and let me tell you right now, they are not buying what Miss Sabrina is selling. Nope. The people have gathered in the comments, and they done snatched her claims bald-headed chilly. First of all, one commenter said it best. What exactly does the message show between the trafficked girl and King? I don't see anything. Well, baby, neither do we. If that's the receipt,
Damn, my bad. Good looking, brother. Yeah, but yeah, I ain't really you know, I'm not really seeing like what the big hoopla is, and apparently nobody took her serious or whatever in 2021 because she got hit with a countersuit, I think, for like $100K and legal fees and all of that because of what they had to go through to represent themselves and that shit. And so now it's supposedly some new claims that she's saying she's gonna drop the shit on her birthday and all this other shit. And this is what I'm saying, bro. If you want something where you know, you standing up for victims' rights and all this other, you know what I mean, stuff, which is important, you know what I mean, because it's real victims out there, you know. But just post this shit. If it's really about justice, you waiting for your birthday, you trying to be celebrated and all this shit or whatever, like, drop the receipts. I say the same shit or whatever, like, you know, when the WAC 100s and all these people talking about, yo, we got the receipts, and then they trying to hold them and build up all this shit. So it's like you don't really care about no code or what's right and shit. You just trying to run content like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a lot of seems like a lot of hoopla, but that's, you know, Shorty asked in the comments what I asked. Like the message just seemed like a dude and a girl who cool with each other and just a check-in.
Then I'm going to need you to print it again because that was given. Hey, friend, you
Hey,
good?
bro, you sound like it's
And
echoing.
I'm on the way. Ain't nobody trafficked, boo. She was
Cause I
headed
gotta
there
go.
before he even hit her up. Hello? Then another one chimed in and said, it's starting to piss me off how the word trafficking is being thrown around. And that's on period. Because folks
Oh,
is
yeah.
tired of people using real life
I
trauma
had
as
the
a clickbait storyline. Real
Yeah, I got the speaker on. I want to take them damn headphones off. But now that I know the speaker or whatever work, I was worried about it echoing through the mic because it's actually showing up like it's reading even when I'm not talking. All right, bet. So yeah, like to the last comment that they were reviewing on the post because I couldn't find the post on her page when I went on there. You know what I mean? I was trying to catch the story because a lot of that shit seemed like it was posted in the story. So but yeah, like it's a lot of chicks in the comments or whatever who just saying she capped, you know. I don't know, bro. Like I said, everybody throwing this whole traffic word around or whatever, and the girl in the damn text message definitely don't seem like somebody that was trafficked. You know what I'm saying? Like she basically announcing that she was headed out there, and he seemed like he didn't even know. Like, oh, okay, bet type shit. So, you know, and then even when they text, it wasn't like she went right over there. It was like just a check-in text, hey friend, how you? So, you know, come on, bro. Like that shit don't even go like that. You did. But
children out here being snatched. Real girls getting sold. And you mean to tell me this grown woman who willingly texting, I'm a pull up love, is the poster child for victimhood? Be far, sis. And let's talk about the audacity. Somebody said, she still ain't paid up from the last lawsuit. And here she go again with false accusations. Bab.
damn, that's crazy. So she ain't paid it. I guess she was gonna get her Tasha K on. I ain't got it. But hold up. Hold up. That remind me. So she ain't pay up from the last lawsuit. Watch this shit I seen on her page though. No, I seen this shit. Hold up, y'all. Yeah, I know I see. So watch this. Hold up. She posted. Trying to find a little, like a little vacation. Yeah. This is it. So she say, if I owe you, I guess she's showing like all the fly shit she's spending money on and all that, and do bed and all the little, yeah, you know what I'm saying? She blowing the bag, going on trips and whatnot. You know what I mean? Saying if I owe you, like come get it. Yeah, that it. Hey, look, it's cute until you get in court, and then like the judge don't think he's cute. And that's the thing or whatever, sometimes like some of these chicks, they've been taught, you know, or told that they, you know, they that girl their whole life. And they don't realize that, like, yo, mainstream society don't give a shit about you being no bad bitch. This shit will eat your ass up like everybody else, man. That's it.
BI. Not only is the tea lukewarm, it's recycled and garnished with delusion. You lost the first round, sis. And instead of healing, you back on the gram acting like Johnny Cochran in a bonnet. Girl. And then there was this classic drag right here. Sue her like Cardi did Tasha. The end.
I can see why, like, sometimes they be saying, like, to certain dudes, like, you shouldn't argue, you know what I mean, with a chick and everything like that. Because, I mean, that shit was just, Johnny Cochran with a bonnet is diabolical, money.
Whew. If that ain't the punctuation mark on a failed publicity tour, I don't know what is. Because let's be honest, it's giving lawsuit bait. It's giving, let me trend today and pray I don't get served tomorrow. But wait, it gets juicier. One person had the nerve to say, it's giving she got kicked out the threesome and ain't took it well. Oh, now see, I didn't say it, but the comment section did. That's the energy folks are picking up on. Not sympathy, not concern, just hurt feelings and unfinished business. And just when you thought it couldn't get more ATL, here come the line of the night. Every box in ATL? Dear God, I sure have hope not. Chile. The whole city clutching they pearls. You can't just make claims like that without a CDC warning, baby. The folks is calling for a cleanse and a cease and desist at the same damn time. And then we got to highlight this one. Should have never been in the comments celebrating Diddy, because that right there, that's the root of it. Folks peeped her laughing at Cassie, and now she want to turn around and scream trafficking with no solid proof. The internet.
Wait, was she laughing at Cassie? Or was she seeing people laugh at Cassie? And yeah, you would think or whatever after this that, you know, some chicks to be a little more careful. Like, if you've really been victimized or whatever, hey, man, you know, do your thing. Because I don't support that type of shit. But, yeah, all you bullshitters out there, like, let this be a lesson. Because now, supposedly, I heard something about Cassie is being sued by one of the sex workers from the FRICO. And it's kind of tricky, bro. Slippery slope. Because she had been implicated in testimony as setting up some of these freak-offs.
Net remembers, boo. Look, the streets ain't siding with her. The tone is loud and clear. The crowd is split between confused, annoyed, and fully over it. They're tired of trigger words with no receipts, tired of legal losses becoming content, and tired of grown folks.
All right, that's pretty much the end of that video. But yeah, so that's the situation with Sabrina Peterson and T.I. and Tiny. There's supposedly some case coming up either in November of this year or June of next year. You know, they have a date set for all of this or whatever to go to court, and we'll see what happens. A lot of court cases coming up, man. We got Lil Durk. murder for hire case. We got the rolling 60s RICO. Hey man, you know, I'm dying to see how you know, with the court sketches with the Diddy thing and everything Diddy was saying about you know, he didn't like how he was depicted in the sketches. I'm dying to see what they do with like Brick Baby and all these all these niggas, man. Some characters. I'm just wondering who's gonna testify. Is Adam 22 gonna be on that witness list? You know? So yeah, so shit. While we're gonna end it on a
Playing
little
victim while real victims suffer in silence.
while we're in the ATL with it, or on the subject of ATL, gonna end it on a light note, on a bright note, and kind of lead me into something that I kind of been wanting to share with y'all for a little minute. We won't spend too much time on it, but if y'all remember a while back.
So, but the rumor is you sold little baby a fake.
So if y'all remember, Lil Baby some years back had got called out by fake watch busters or something. That's the Instagram channel or the Instagram page that be basically looking at people's watches, determining if it's fake or not, and all that, right? So there was a whole incident where Lil Baby got called out for having a fake watch. I don't know if it was like an Audemars or one of them joints and shit. And I don't remember if it was bust down or whatever the case may be, right? So anyway, got called out for the watch being fake, and he blamed it on the jeweler, and there was the whole thing. I never really followed up on the thing because I just didn't care. Like, the way I be feeling about a lot of these rappers with they like jewelry and shit is they really like game goofy as hell, because a lot of times you just got a bunch of niggas going back and forth about who let somebody rob them the most. It's like, yeah, bro, I went to the jeweler or whatever and got robbed for 50,000 way more than you. You know, and that's supposed to be the flex or whatever, I guess. But on Drink Champs, I don't know who he's with, but Gabriel the jeweler, well known out here, you know what I'm saying, did shit for Jay, Beyonce, like, you know, he got a hell of a clientele like list or whatever and shit. You know what I mean? People in the hip hop industry and, you know, that are just in the jewelry know about Gabriel down in the district and all that. So anyway, he gets into the whole situation with Lil Baby, and I guess what the friction or misunderstanding was. So we're gonna get into that now.
Baby, $0 were exchanged. No money, nothing was sold.
So, but the rumor is you sold little baby a fake watch. What happened, man? What happened, man? We gotta.
Now.
Okay, yeah.
It wasn't just that one. It was two of them in there.
Quavo?
In the batch.
Okay. Oh, you talking about?
So there was.
Okay. Two with just little baby.
No, the batch.
In the batch that I bought.
Okay.
The batch that I bought.
All right.
In the batch that I bought, it was two of them. Now, again, I'm not Mr. Connoisseur when it comes to watches.
Oh shit!
I'm not gonna lie.
That's not what you were saying earlier. We gotta watch you.
Let me finish.
All right. Cool.
And I said that when I posted whatever I posted back then.
Mm-hmm.
I would take full responsibility.
Okay.
But let's just get one thing very, very straight for the record. There was no money exchange between myself and Baby, Little Baby. $0 were exchanged. No money. Nothing was sold.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that baby. It's a lot of babies out here. We got a real baby or whatever in the yeah, my nigga Baby Truth and shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, that'd be clear. you know, Baby might pull up on Gabriel, like, put some respect on my name. I ain't gonna say it no more.
He called me and asked me to borrow merchandise for the Met Gala. Everybody understands. He was,
what did you say?
right? Remember?
Yeah.
The Met Gala.
Met Gala. He called you and asked what the?
To borrow jewelry for the Met Gala.
And that's custom. That happens often. A lot of people goes to the Met Gala. They get loaners.
Yeah, not just him, big celebrities.
Yeah,
Not just, I'm not saying just hip hop. I'm talking about big, huge celebrities.
So the deal was just to borrow jewelry.
And the point is to represent, like, say I got this jewelry from.
It's not to represent me, because if he mentions our name, cool. That wasn't the point. He just.
Yeah, so let that be a note. A lot of times, bro, and I be telling, like, you know, especially, you know, when I was around more younger artists or whatever than myself, and I used to tell them, you know, because they get caught up like, yeah, bro, you know, I want to do this or do that, but I got to get, like, my jewelry first, or, like, you know what I mean? And, like, yeah, it's a part of the uniform, it's a part of the costume and everything like that, but it's like, I be feeling bad because they really be out here like breaking themselves, trying to keep up with these niggas, not even realizing that, one, if the shit is 100%, you know, earth diamonds and, you know, pure solid gold all the way through, whatever, a lot of times that shit is on loan. Like, they might be making payments on it. So it's like, while they have it, you know, that's why some of these niggas be so, like, hell-bent on not getting robbed, because of the fact that they still owe that money. And then it's like, you're going to be without a chain and the money. You know what I mean? Especially if you ain't got that shit insured. You know? So you got that part of it or whatever. And for video shoots, shit like the Met Gala and, you know, all these events or whatever, they, you know, they got it. And a lot of times, like, maybe he's not doing it, but a lot of times it is for the promotion. It is for the, like, sometimes they'll cut a rapper or a celebrity a deal if they just post the nigga. You feel me? Like, yeah, just say you got this from, you know, you got this from me and the whole thing, and it's good. So, yeah, bro, like, don't fall for the hype, man. You know, make your music or whatever, get your content out here. You know, yeah, the look is a part of it, but that shit comes with time and all of that, you know what I mean? Like, and eventually you'll get buzzing enough where people will start wanting to loan you jewelry, you know? Because the smart celebrities, like the big ass movie stars and everything like that, they're likely, if they're spending that much money and shit, like on jewelry and shit, they damn sure not wearing it. And they probably figured out a way to make it a tax write-off, saying like, I only wear it for red carpet events or, you know, things like that. So, you know, that's what a lot of people do with their jewelry or whatever too. It's like, oh, okay, he bought an expensive watch, but it's like, yeah, you know, I'm a commentator or whatever, or I do interviews and everything, and I get paid for interviews. So this is just a part of the aesthetic for my interview. That's how, like, that's why entertainment, man, like, you know, you can write off a lot of things if you know how to tweak it.
Mention. He just called me and said, "I need
you want to do right by him."
Yeah, I just want to do right by the guy. Okay. You know, I wanted to earn his business.
Right.
Got you.
So I let him borrow $4 million.
Wait, so time out. You had never done business with him?
Never.
Prior to? All right, I take it from there.
I never done business with him. He came into the store when he would visit other guys on my block, but he never would come in and like spend wild like he spends everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
One time he came in, maybe spent a couple of thousand, maybe a watch for his son, I believe, at that time. But he never went like really bananas. So he calls me, he's like, yo, I'm going.
But I guess what he's saying, like what he spends at Icebox or Johnny Dang or any of these people, like he ain't spend that there. So I guess for him, what he's used to doing, it's not no real business. Like, but yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that was kind of confusing. Like, did business with him before or you didn't? do business. But he's saying that he loaned them $4 million worth of jewelry. That's a lot of goddamn trust. You know what I'm saying?
To make it, I need to borrow some shit. I bet. So, and I have pictures to prove all this because I was in the room with him. I come there, I lay out rings, 10 carat, 20 carat, 15 carat diamond, big, huge stones, diamond chains, crosses, whatever. He borrowed a bunch of chains and watches and rings. And I was like, yo, okay, if you want to wear the watch, let her wear it. Now, mind you, before all that happened, way before that, other dealers would come into my office, into my store, and wanting to buy this watch. Other dealers, they would look at the shit, like literally look at it. Yo, I want to buy it, G. And not for sale because I'm not into the wholesaler back and forth with the dealers. I want to sell. What watch is this? This was a 5711 Platinum. Nautilus? 40th anniversary. Nautilus? Or 50th anniversary, I forgot the name. Nautilus? Yeah. Nautilus. A 5711, the stainless steel. But, you know, usually you see the blue dial with the stainless steel, but this one has the engraving in the dial. What, the Tiffany engraving? No, it just has the engraving, the stamp that it's 40th or 50th anniversary. I'm not sure.
But that was a loaner.
It was platinum. It was,
okay,
it was platinum.
I ain't familiar with that. But he didn't buy it from you. That was the loaner.
He didn't buy nothing.
Okay.
He called asking to borrow the merchandise for the Met Gala. As soon as the Met Gala was over the next day, I went to meet him at whoever's condo he was staying at. I don't remember who it was. And I took all the merchandise back. We were very cool, very nice guy, great guy. Not saying anything bad about the guy. And he was just like, I was just like, yo, hold on to the watch. Again, if it was fucking fake, why the fuck would I say hold on to it? Knowing
he's gonna be photographed.
He's gonna be photographed. I know how they work. I know how they move. Why the fuck would I say that? So the next day is Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur.
Jewish holiday. I know that. He's like, yo,
you in it. You in it now. I'm getting jumped. You in it.
Trying to get that roadie.
I'm bar mitzvah. I gotta get
You don't even see the suntan.
I got
You don't even see the suntan.
You see the suntan right there?
You see the suntan.
So then he calls me. I go over there. I take all the stuff. I was like, yo, hold on to this. Whatever. I took one of his watches.
Okay.
I took one of his.
So, just to give y'all some context, I was wondering what kind of watch or whatever it was. That's the watch right there. Patek Philippe. But yeah. Little baby. Yeah, 40th anniversary or whatever they said, but they're saying we got scammed and all that. But that's what the watch looked like, or whatever, just so y'all know. I knew it was a Patek or Audemars or one of those shits.
Watch,
like
I think
collateral?
something. Yeah, just to hold on to it. Something happened to it. I don't remember what happened to it. I just threw it in the safe. The next day was Yom Kippur. I didn't go to work, and I'm not thinking about any of it.
Right.
The next day, Yom Kippur, you know, we're fasting, not allowed to eat, no water, nothing. 27 hours, straight focused in the synagogue. Just us and God, you know, our redemption.
Right.
You know. I come back, you know, whatever, we do our thing. We come back, turn the phone on, fucking blowing up like crazy. I have a million messages. My PR is calling me. What's going on? Well, I was like, bro. He calls me. He said, yo, I call him right away. I call him first before anybody else. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Yo, this and this. But, you know, I didn't say anything yet. What's going on? I said, yo, bro, I don't know. I bought it from a reputable guy that I used to deal with. I don't know what happened. You know?
This is you telling him?
Me telling him this. I'm like, bro, I have boxing papers, everything.
Right.
Everything I have. I don't know what's going on. I go there, I'm like, yo, he's like, yo, show me the boxing papers. I was like, yo, bet, of course, 100%. I go to work the next day. I sent him the pictures of the boxing papers. I'm like, look, bro. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, bro, you got to do right by me. Something. I'm like, bro, what do you mean? You know, then at the end of the day, I call him. He's in Houston. He's on tour at that time, somewhere in Houston. And at that moment, I was doing the letter FOUR, 4, because he'd always go on like this, 4, and I made it for him. He was supposed to pay for those. He's like, yo, you got to do right, this and that. I was like, yo, bro, he didn't pay for anything. What do you mean do right? I said, I'm going to take care of it. You know, he's like, yo, it's my reputation. I was like, yeah, I got you. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be all right. I'm going to take care of those rings that I'm making for you. You ain't got to pay for them no more. It's a $70,000 order. I gave it to him for free. Hold that. Why? Because my face is clean. I'm an old school guy. I'm not with all this Instagram fuckery shit. You understand what I'm saying? So he took my 4 ring.
Yeah, I mean, Gabe been in the business for a minute, and I ain't gonna hold you. If you loaned me a watch that ended up being fake, or whatever the issue was with it, and you know, I kind of got called out at the Met Gala and all this other shit or whatever, and then you turn around and you basically let me get my $70,000 order off for free. Hey, my nigga, all is well. You understand what I'm saying? You's a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I mean, what more do you want, bro? You ain't even paid for the shit. Unless you just embarrassed because now you gotta denounce this shit or whatever, and you know, people know that you borrowed it because you want to give this whole impression about, you know, you cash out on everything and all of this other shit. And that's the thing or whatever, when they be digging themselves in a hole like that. You know what I mean? Like, or when you make such a habit of trying to like shit on niggas because you feel like, you know, your jewelry, your cars and everything like that, it's just a bunch of people that are waiting for you to fall. Whereas if you just had your shit flex, and you know, the people who compliment you on it, and the ones who don't or don't care. You know what I mean? It's like, I think people will still notice it the same, but it's like you don't have this thing on you where you're like a Floyd Mayweather, like, you know what I mean, in a fight where people are really coming to see if, you know, you get knocked the fuck out for all of that time that you were talking shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it seemed like, whatever, like the embarrassment. But at the end of the day, but I mean, and even though that should be the jewelry game, especially once you start dealing with these celebrity jewelers who have the name, well, it'd be like a 500%, sometimes 1,000% markup. I've seen some crazy, you know, things out here, you know. But let's see where else is it going.
I sent my guy, my right hand, I sent him to Houston, and his boys was talking all of this crazy gangster shit. Bro, we're not with all of that. You understand? Like, we can get gangster if you like, but you know, we're not doing all of that. We can get there, but we're not doing that. We're not gonna go there because it is what it is. And I could have turned the whole thing around and said, you couldn't afford that, bro. Come on, bro. It's a $700,000 watch. Woo, woo, woo. I could have did all of that. I didn't do it.
Yeah, and just some advice, like when you start dealing with some of these jewelers or whatever, especially these older Jewish guys, Russian Jews and whatever. You don't exist in that type of business where you're dealing with millions of dollars in precious metals and stones, and you know that shit is imported, like, you know, from other countries, Africa, you know, all these other places where there are gold mines and shit like that. So you're dealing with a lot of like importers, exporters, and some of these characters are kind of shady. But at the same time, it's like they have a cultural common ground. You know what I mean? Like, but don't get it twisted, though. Like, you know what I mean? They definitely be tapped in with some people that do some heavy lifting, you know, if it get crazy. Because for one, you definitely have security around you or whatever when you're moving about doing the concierge service or whatever. Like these dudes are not just traveling, you know, any old way. So, you know, good thing whatever and escalate past that or whatever and shit, because who knows how that would have played out.
All of that. So then he goes and posts his craziness, whatever he posts. So I'm like, yo, bro, what are you doing? We agreed. We had a conversation. I gave you those 4 rings. I made it nice. I smoothed everything out because that fake Watchbuster guy on Instagram never posted me as the guy who gave you the watch to hold on to. So why would you do that? Oh, it's my reputation. And my mom called me and said, what's going on? What the fuck? What happened to your fucking being a man, bro? What happened?
Yo, I know that nigga ain't say his mama, dog. Like, you could have just stood on the reputation like you wanted to, like, but, man. Said, my mama said, remind me of that Evander Holyfield interview with Glad. I think, like, my mama said, well, nigga said my mama called me and said what's going on, so I had to post something on IG. That's your gangster. Oh man.
Being, you know, down, like I gave you the 4 rings. If that was the case, then why the fuck did you take my rings? You should have given it back then. If that's where you want to go with it, then we could have went over there. But I didn't do that. I gave you the 4 rings, and then I met him a couple of days later back at the same condo where I met him to take all the merchandise. And I told him, like, yo, bro, if I was gonna do this to you, you think I'm gonna do this to you for a couple of $100,000? My fucking car's worth 500 grand. Fuck, I need your fucking money? I said, my house is a couple of M's. What's it gonna do for me? My reputation is everything. I've been doing this for 25 years. I got him as a client. I got Hove, Beyonce. I got fucking royal family, Saudi Arabia. What the fuck you talking about? Mr. Lee.
Mr. Lee is not buying anything. Let's be honest.
Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you think I need to ruin my reputation for 400,000, 500,000, 600,000? I'll ruin my reputation for 200-300 million. Maybe I'll do a couple of $100 million. I'll ruin my reputation.
See, I ain't got no millions or whatever and shit like that. You could think whatever the hell it is you want about me for 200-300 million. He's a piece of shit. I'll be that.
I'm gonna ruin my reputation for this?
Right.
Bro, you're 26 years old. I'm 42 years old at that time, 43. Are you fucking serious? I don't need this. Then we took a picture on Instagram. I posted it. And I said, we good. I don't know if you can see it on my Instagram. Okay. And then I still that day with my guy, my right-hand boy, my right-hand guy with me at that condo, I gave him a bracelet. I said, yo, hold that. I felt bad. I'm the one who got fucked out of the watch. I'm the one who gave up the rings and the bracelet. I'm the one out of, and he still posted that crazy shit that he did. That shit went crazy viral. Everybody and their mother. And I never spoke about it until right now.
Nah, I just, you know, I gotta stand on what's right.
And yeah, so.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
So yeah, man. That's what I have for y'all today. What I'll say is this, man. I'm probably gonna do a little spill because I'm in the process of putting a whole new little kit together. And as I do it, I'm gonna do different things with different little pieces and basically use it like a tutorial on, you know, the jury game, how I was taught it, you know what I mean, by, you know, growing up in New York. But we had the Diamond District or whatever, like, I told y'all in the Strike Back song or whatever when I say Auntie used to call me King Tut, and that's before rap. Like, she gave me that name. I was probably 13, 14 years old. Like, I just had chains and fucking bracelets, like, you know what I mean? It's a real Mr. T type shit I was on. I wasn't as crazy as Mr. T, but I had like 3 joints on and, you know, little shit. So yeah, you know, starting that young with it and like going down to the district getting pieces. It wasn't like niggas buying no $100,000 joints, you know. Like back then, bro, if you bought a piece that was like 3 bands, 5 bands, or whatever, was like crazy in the hood. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you had a $10,000 joint on, it might as well be $100,000 piece. You get what I mean? Like that's just how it was for that era. And you know, being so young, like it was a lot of them jewelers that were like putting us up on game on like how certain people were doing things or whatever, or making the jewelry, and you know how it was like fashion and the difference between having gold and diamonds and assets, and you know just all kind of like, you know, game that, you know, probably a lot of time will go at like in one ear out the other or whatever, some of that shit. But I definitely picked up on a lot, and it, you know, the last time I had some before I had my situation, you know, it was cool because I was actually like smart about it or whatever, and I ended up turning a profit when I really needed it, like, you know, to get out of a situation I was in. So I pretty much figured out like I'll just do, you know, my thing and put this whole, you know, little, as I'm putting it together, actually show y'all like the actual process and the type of materials used and so on and so forth, and why certain people use those particular materials to make certain pieces. But yeah, man, that shit, like I said, countdown is almost like to exactly a 3-week countdown from me dropping the Get Rich or Die Mobbing joint. You know, gonna be dope, bro. You know what I mean? Got the Mafia Material joint on 50 Cent coming the same day. You know what I mean? So stay tuned, man. Keep rocking out. I got some more content dropping today. The Bang'em Smurf and Black Judge joint, I kind of chopped that down, so I'm gonna post that, and you know, we'll definitely be revisiting that since we're going down this this road of 50. And yeah, if you're still here, you've been rocking out the whole post. Shout out my nigga Baby Truth. I know you're moving around and shit, but you know, shout out for bro staying tuned in. And you know, anybody who pulled up, whether you stayed for the moment or for the movement, much appreciated. Hit that like and subscribe button, smash that notification bell if you're really mobbing with the content. And as always, stay dangerous so you can be safe. It's your boy Daylight TV. I'm out.